if you can see it.
Yep.
Okay, perfect. You can see my busy desktop.
Yep.
Awesome. Okay, so I'm not going to take you through this like, word by word, like if I was presenting it, just
Sure.
because it's too timely. So maybe if we take, 15 minutes to just kind of peruse through this, and then we'll take another, oh, this isn't the right one. Wait a minute. And then we'll take another couple minutes to go through the application guide.
Okay.
I just realized I updated it and I put it in a different place. So I got to find that. Here it is. Here we go. Here it is. When's your, did you say it's your son's wedding?
My daughter's wedding. Yeah. My son got married last July, and he's my oldest. And then my youngest daughter is getting married in October, end of October. So.
Okay. Are they getting married where you live or somewhere else?
They're getting married here in town. So yeah, my son got married in Marshfield, which is about an hour away from us. So it was still easier than some weddings could be, but still a little tricky with having a dog and having a dog sitter and all that kind of good stuff. So
I know. How many dogs do you have?
just one.
One? Okay.
He's a little guy, and all of our dog sitters were at the wedding. So what we did is we took our camper, parked it at my daughter-in-law's parents' house.
Oh.
And then we hired one of the teenage girls that was at the wedding to leave the wedding periodically to go let him out. And we paid her for doing that. So, yeah.
That was a really good idea. We have our youngest son is getting married in January, and it's a destination. So we're going, you would think destination wedding, it'd be like, a beach somewhere. They're doing it on a mountaintop in Colorado.
Oh.
And we've got a diabetic cat that we brought into our home, rescued like a couple of years ago, that has insulin twice a day. So we're like trying to figure out what the heck are we gonna do, So I hear you. It's fun. It's great. I love it. But it's just a lot of moving pieces, right?
Exactly. Yep. And my daughter's wedding, the reception's going to be literally a 5-minute drive from her house. So it'll be a lot easier to have somebody just quick run to the house and let them out. So
yeah, that'll be nice. How many people? Is it a big wedding? How many?
Trying to think. I think it's going to be about 175 or so.
Oh, that's a pretty good sized wedding.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good sized wedding. Do you have any grandkids yet? Does your son have children? I think you do. I saw a picture.
That was probably my great niece or nephew that you saw, but my son is expecting this July. So he got married last July and expecting this July. So
wow. New baby, new son-in-law. Wow, you got a lot going on too.
Yep.
That's just life. It's how it is. You know
right.
what? It never slows down, and I guess that's a good thing. We're living. So
yeah, people keep telling me it gets busier the older you get. So
it does. Honestly, it does, until I think my mom and dad are in their 80s, and now it's slowed down for them because physically and health-wise, their health isn't real great, so they don't get out as much. But it's the first time it's ever slowed down for them.
Sure.
It's crazy. So
yeah.
Okay, so this is what we just kind of went over the agenda. We introduced ourselves. I talked a little bit about my role as a coach in this, and it truly is about what it is you want to do with your business, how to get you there. Really not telling you how to get there, but helping you self-discover how to get there. Working on some skill sets. We'll be doing all the training calls are skill building. calls. So that's the Tuesday night calls. And then the next Thursday night, and I'll show you the schedule in a minute, the collaboration calls are all about us kind of interacting together, talking about what we're learning, what we're finding out, what's challenging us, all that kind of stuff. And then we always have some skill building in that too. What ends up happening is on the coaching calls, you guys kind of tell me areas that you feel like you could sharpen your saw with, and I kind of collectively pool those ideas, and then it gives me kind of a framework for if you guys don't have something to talk about on Thursday night, I have a structure based on what you kind of shared with me. So a couple examples already of that, because I've had a couple coaching calls from last week's training already, and vibe has kind of come up. Vibe has been one, how to really use vibe to manage my business. And then another one.
That would be a big one for me.
What's that?
Using vibe, that's a big one for me. I've, tried to learn how to use it, and I think I got it, and then all of a sudden it's like, this isn't doing what I thought it would do,
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll definitely spend some time on that as a group and probably one-on-one too. So anytime like these coaching calls, anytime, the end of the call, it's kind of an 80-20 rule. 80% is, whether it's training or coaching, kind of talking about reviewing your application guide, the training piece of it. And then 20% or more talking about, okay, let's spend 15 minutes in vibe and answer a couple of your questions or just give you some, some information there. The other one that's coming up, that's kind of bubbling up, is how to use the Avon social tool in social media, and how to leverage that, how do you do it, that kind of thing. So those are a couple things that have come up so far.
Okay.
So anyway, this just basically tells you what my role is. This program, 13 weeks, I don't think there's been anybody that's been through the program that hasn't said they've learned something, they've relearned something, it's stretched them. People are seeing results in their business, those that are taking the actions and putting the actions that they decided and putting them in place. So I really think it's a good program. I did from the training department perspective, I launched the training leader program, which I think you were a part of. Were you a part of the training leader program? Does that ring a bell? About 5-6 years ago?
Kind of does, yeah.
Yeah. So I know a lot of people have been, and I think this is just a much better investment of time and learning, and we're seeing better results from this. So, So everybody introduced themselves, and so we just kind of went through who was in the house. So Doris actually wasn't able to join us, but Sally was there. You know Sally already, right?
I don't know if I do.
Oh, okay. I don't know why I assumed you knew Sally. Okay. So Sally's, I forgot to put the year she started in, but she's been in business for, I think it's 11 years. Okay. And in Menominee, that's her size of her business. So you'll see her in the classes in the future. Okay. I think I got your information right. I picked your picture off of Facebook. This is the one where you were looking at the little.
Oh, yeah.
It's such a cute picture. So I just pilfered it off of Facebook. So I hope I have all your information right here. But
yep,
this is your business. This is the wrong picture. This is so funny. Latrice, I got to correct the picture. I thought this was her, but it's not her. I got the wrong person on Facebook. So we laughed about that. But she does live in Golden Valley, and her business is that size. It's just the wrong picture. It's a beautiful woman, but Latrice is like, she's really pretty. Kelly Preem, I don't know if you know Kelly or not, from Schwano. No. You may know her. She's probably a little bit closer to you.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever met her.
Okay. She's actually been in the class before. Avon lets people come through again. You just can't come through consecutively. And the reason why they did that is they tried it and they found that the people that came through, the first time they kind of really came through for building their skills. The second time they came through now to learn it kind of as a trainer coach to duplicate it with their team. So
Okay.
that's why Kelly's here this time around. So she'll be able to share some really good insight from previous class. Tracy Wilson's out of the cities and been with us for almost, 9 years. She's actually, she's okay with me sharing this. She's actually a former executive leader. She was at executive level and just due to some circumstances lost her business and is not happy about that.
Sure.
She used to have 120 people plus on her team and wants those big checks again. She's like, it's killing her not to get those big checks. So,
Yeah.
and then Kenny Oshafeso she actually isn't brand new to Avon. She sold years ago and then came back in again. And so she's just starting to rebuild her business. She just started campaign 7, 8, somewhere around there. And then Jimmy, we have one guy in the house, which is fun, adds a little different flavor to the group.
Yep.
And Jimmy is new too. He started in campaign 5. And he's already up to silver ambassador. He's almost a gold ambassador. He'll probably be gold ambassador end of campaign 13. That's his goal because he's playing in right now. There's a double promotion bonus and he's playing in that. So he's doubled his promotion bonuses twice and he has an opportunity to do it one more time before the incentive is over. So he's really a nice young man. So that's our class. This is what we hope to accomplish, that some of these things happen for you or all of these things happen for you. We do this via, this is what you could call, I guess, the class curriculum, or as Avon calls it, the class palette. So what we did last Monday was the kickoff, and these are all of our trainings. So we've got kickoff, conversational selling will be next Monday, goal setting the 2 Mondays from that, and so on. And so you can see we have 4, 5, 6, 7 sessions. This last one is actually pretty quick. We just kind of talk a little bit about what we've learned, just a quick review. And then we actually do a little graduation ceremony. So we have a graduation, you earn a certificate and all that jazz. And so I already talked to you about 80-20. The 80% of the time is coaching and 20% of the time is whatever else comes up in the group. So we want to make sure it's relevant for everybody.
Okay.
And then this is the framework. So kind of the group seminar is to teach skills. We're going for 60 minutes. We're scheduled every Monday Tuesday. I said Monday before. We did Monday last year. Every Tuesday. And we stay for 60 minutes. If people want to stay after class, I'll stay in the room if somebody wants to stay after for some reason. But pretty much we're done in 60 minutes. And then what we're doing now between the group seminar and the collaboration call is scheduled the one-on-one coaching. And so that's what you and I are doing right now. And this is 60 minutes is what I schedule. If somebody comes to me and says, Lori, I want more time, then we work it out. And then the group collaboration. So last Tuesday was training. This Thursday is the group collaboration. That's how it works, kind of a 2-week cycle like a campaign. And the purpose of this one really is relationship building and the best practices you learn from over here. And what has been really cool about this journey, from everybody tells me this, so this just isn't me thinking this, but everybody says one of the things when you say what are the top 3 things, 5 things, whatever you got out of this, they always say meeting some representatives I didn't know before and having this connection now where we can, I know I can go on our Facebook group and ask this question and somebody will have the answer, so it kind of creates a nice community of like-minded people. And that's 60 minutes. And then after every seminar call Tuesday, before your one-on-one coaching, so last Monday, I'll always send out actually my goal is to send out this, where you see the example, the application guide, the day before our Tuesday training. So you'll usually get this from me on Monday, not to fill it out, not to do anything with it, but it's really helpful if you have it in front of you, if you can, for the training group seminar call, because we'll go through everything that's on there, and then you're going to fill that out before we have our one-on-one coaching call. So we say by completing a draft, but what I ask people to do is to do your best to send this completed form to me before our one-on-one coaching call filled out. And again, we'll do yours together today. It's no big deal, but I'm going to show you a really quick and easy way to do that in just a second. Okay.
Okay.
I already talked about this Tuesday, Thursday, one-on-one coaching calls. Are there any questions about that? I know on here it says Friday, but it's Tuesday, Thursday. Is any questions about this cadence?
I don't think so.
Okay. So what are the expectations of people in the class? Be committed, do the best you can to be to the meetings on time. We know that life happens. We know that people won't make all the meetings. We learned that the first go around. It wasn't realistic to expect that. We asked people to listen to the playbacks. And so to complete the program, you need to listen to or attend at least 5 of the 7 sessions. So what we're doing today counts for session 1, okay? It's really great when people participate because, you know, if I'm the only one talking, you guys are going to fall asleep. So it's just really great to have participation, and I'll own that. I'll facilitate a lot and ask people to, you know, share something if they have an idea. Positivity, it's not the place for, especially the training call because it's a lot of instruction, but positivity is really important. So if you've got something that's really, like we're talking about a certain topic and it's just really not working for you, it's okay to share that, but then let's share it in the framework of how can we brainstorm and make this work for you, right? So what we don't want is obviously it to become a griping session. You know, nobody's going to come away happy with investing their time in that. I sure wouldn't want to invest my time in an hour-long griping session. Right. Apply what you learn. So that's where the application guides come in. Engage on your coaching call, engage with the group, share ideas. So that was kind of the introduction. And then we had 2 subject matters last Tuesday. One was belief. And so let me go back. So it feels like I'm missing a slide here. I am missing a slide. Okay. So belief is the first letter, obviously, in BOSS. So Avon has this system, or whatever we want to call it, of building a successful business. So belief is all about your belief in Avon, your belief in the product, your passion for that, and how you share that belief as a business owner and how that builds your business for you. It brings you new customers, it brings you new team members, and so on and so forth. But it starts with our belief first. So when we go to the application guide in a minute, there's some pieces on that I'll ask some questions about you just to get to know you better and know what your belief is. You know, some things like, why'd you come to Avon? What's kept you here? You know, what's important to you? Those types of things. The second part of this training kickoff was looking at what we call the success competencies. And this is the competency model. And it's really 4-part. It's planning, selling, managing, and leading. So you can see those around the triangle, and leading as the base. And then in the middle is our products and our earning opportunity. So what Avon did is before they put this class out there several years ago, they've been working on this for a while, and they partnered with a company. They contracted with a company to put this all together to support Avon representatives. And they, with this company, and also they brought in a focus group of representatives, top sellers and top leaders, executive level and above, and brought them to the table and said, you know, they created this framework of what success looks like at Avon. So it's a pretty good and comprehensive framework. So what everybody got, one of the things I sent you guys, and then you can't probably see it. It says glossary,
Okay.
but
Yep.
if you check your email, this will be a helpful tool for you too, and we'll work on this together. But it defines, like under planning, what is goal setting? What does that mean? Well, goal setting involves the development of SMART goals designed to motivate and guide individuals to successful outcomes. Is it specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and timely? So everybody has this and what they're doing with it, and here they are. So I'm not going to read through every one of these because that'll be boring and chew up a lot of our time. But I want you to know that you should have it in an email, and if you don't, let me know. I'll resend it to you.
Okay.
But this is very helpful to fill out the second part of the application guide that I'm going to bring up in just a second. So what we're going to do on the application guide is we're going to look at that goal. For example, goal setting under the umbrella of planning, goal setting. So you're going to decide, am I challenged in that area, meaning I'm unaware, I've got to learn it, I'm really ineffective, or am I inconsistent? That means I get goal setting, I get SMART goals, and I'm somewhat able to do it. I'm just not very consistent at setting them for myself. And then consistent is, I do this all the time. I got this. I can do this in my sleep, right? I'll be really honest with you. Very few people find themselves consistent in all of these competencies. In fact, most leaders going through this have ranked themselves inconsistent or challenged, and then with a few consistencies. So it's not about good or bad, right or wrong. It's not about beating yourself up. It's about having a measure at the beginning of the program and seeing where you're at and picking a couple things, just, a couple things that, along with the curriculum, that you personally, like at the end of 13 weeks, you'll be like, dang, I feel really good that I get that now. Or, I'm really excited that I know how to apply this now. And if you can walk away with, 2, 3 of those things, that's success. Okay. And then you just build on it from there. So those are the 2 pieces. The only thing here, I guess this is, I already talked about this right here. We've got your coaching calls scheduled. The collaboration calls are scheduled. So next time then, when you have your application guide, if you can complete it before we get together for the one-on-one coaching call, it'll save us a little bit of time and we can get right to that. And then it'll give us some time on the back end to maybe play around and vibe or something too.
Okay.
And then every time we have a training on Tuesday, we always end it with some inspiration. And then I also give you a hot topic question. And this hot topic question gets us talking on our Thursday call. So it just kind of like is an icebreaker kind of thing. So it's icebreaker, it builds the relationship, and then we start talking about, okay, how'd it go sharing your passion, or what'd you learn in your self-assessment? Anybody want to share that kind of stuff? Okay.
Okay.
So these are the dates of the train. This one, planning, July 3rd. I know I got to change that. I'm just not sure where I'm going to move it to. That's just not a good week. So what I'm thinking we might do, I don't know. I haven't figured it out, but I was kind of playing around with the idea, because this is Tuesday. Here's Thursday, the collaboration. This would be the one after that.
Okay, yeah.
I might even put them together. So I'm playing around with that a little bit, but I'll let you guys know probably this Thursday which way we're going to float with that. Okay? We have a Facebook page just for this group. I've invited you. You've seen that. That's my Facebook page. We talked about dream boards, and I invited people to, I didn't make this do this kind of a thing. But we did talk about, when you talk about belief and setting goals and your passion, and, like I believe in affirmations, I believe in vision boards. I never had a clue what they were until I started working for Avon. 11 years ago, I went to my first staff meeting and my boss, George Peterson's like, okay, next time you come back with your vision board. I'm like, what are they talking about? Right? I had no clue. And so I learned what a vision board was, but what I also learned is that they're really powerful. So I create them every year, sometimes more than once a year, and it's amazing. A lot of things happen. Now this particular one, the reason why you see a lot of healing, get strong. I was diagnosed with breast cancer last year. I'm good. Everything's cool. But I did this actually purposely for that. I put a couple personal things in here too, but I did it purposely for that, just to get my head in the right space for going through my treatments and stuff. So I invited everybody. I said, if you want to do a vision board, or if you got one and you want to share it with the group, you know, I just kind of left it loosely out there. So it's up to people if they want to do that. And then we closed out with this quote: if your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you're a leader. So that was it in a nutshell. And then, any questions that you have?
Nope.
Okay. I feel like I went really, really fast. Speed there.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take you to the application guide. Do you have Adobe Reader on your computer?
I believe I do.
I bet you do.
Yeah. The reason I say it that way is because a couple months ago I had computer problems. My husband had to, thankfully he's a computer guy. He had to redo my whole computer, and about an hour ago it's like, oh shoot, I got to get Zoom back on my computer. So,
thank goodness it doesn't take very long, right?
Right, exactly.
Yeah. So this is the application guide. When you open the file, it's in a PDF file. And so when you open it, it'll look like this. And what you want to do is just scroll down until you find fill in sign.
Okay.
Right, like that. And then what happens, then it makes it editable for you. So you can like type your answers right in it. And then once you do that, you can just save it on your, just save it as a folder onto your desktop or wherever you want. And then you can send it to me in an email as an attachment.
Okay.
And it just makes it easier. Now, if you have any challenges with that, it's okay to print it, write on it, take a picture, send it to me in a text. I don't care. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Sure. I just like to teach people how to do this because I think it's a neat trick and saves you time and all of that kind of stuff. So I talked about, so from what you just saw, you can see then the application of taking an application guide is applying what you learned to your behaviors, okay, to create actions. And so what we talked about first is how important belief is. So your belief in the business translates to other people who become your customers or who become your team members. Some want to shop and some want to earn. It just depends on what they want.
Mm-hmm.
So when we talk about belief, there's the 4 sections. There's the what do you want? How has Avon changed your life? Why do you do Avon? And then how does running your Avon business make you feel? So, this is hard stuff. So we use words like feeling, right?
Yeah.
So we'll go, if you're comfortable, we'll just go through this together and I'll type in your answers.
Okay.
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 So what do you want in life?
Let's see. Well, in life, I want to have good health. We all struggle with different things like that. Let's see. Family is important. So,
family strength?
Yep, that sounds good.
Okay. I get that.
Yep. And then financially stable.
Very common. Most people want the same things.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anything else come to mind?
Not at the moment, no.
Okay. What don't you want?
What don't I want? Oh, it does say that, doesn't it? Um, it's probably all kind of like the opposite of all that. I don't want to have financial hardships.
Yeah.
Um,
What makes you crazy?
What makes me crazy? Stress. Yeah, no stress.
Yeah. A lot of
Yeah.
people say that. Some people sometimes say, I'm one of them. If you ask me this question, I hate drama. I don't want drama in my
Oh
life.
yeah, I don't like drama either. Yeah,
I just no drama.
no drama. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I mean,
yeah.
that's a good list. If you come up with more, we can add to it. But I mean, generally speaking, those are very common, basic human things that, when you think about it, really in the big picture, what we really want is good health, good friends, good family, closeness, financial stability. Everybody says that. And now it's just a matter of, as we go through the 13 weeks and we do some things like goal setting and tie it to the actions of the business and what you can get as your business grows here or here. What does that mean for you? How much closer does that bring you to the financial stability that you're looking for?
Mm-hmm.
So those are some things that'll help with that. So why do you have an Avon business?
Well, my original why was so I could stay home with my kids. I could still have an income, but stay home with the kids. And it's really followed through that. I still want to be able to be around for my kids, even though they're grown up now and in their 20s, I still want to be available for them.
Yeah.
And now it's going to turn around too with having grandchildren, being able to spend time with them too, so.
Yeah, that's a big deal. And grandma time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in the beginning, it was to just have a little bit of extra spending money. Now it's to help pay the bills.
Yep. Very common. So do you have, and we'll talk about this, we don't talk about it today, but think about as we get more into goal setting and whatnot, what does that look like? I mean, what are you currently getting? And would you want more? What would you do with more? Those kind of things, which again, kind of goes over to financial stability.
Mm-hmm.
So does this capture also why you stay in the business?
It does.
Okay.
Yep. I stay in the business too because I believe in the products. My customers are not only just customers, they're friends now, and they look upon me to be there for them for their Avon needs as well.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. They become like family and friends, don't they?
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, yeah. So how has Avon changed your life in a positive way?
Let's see. Was able to stay home, raise the kids. Don't know if the kids would agree with me, but I was able to, they all were able to have braces. Avon paid for all the braces.
Wow. That's a big deal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Congratulations on that.
Yeah, thanks. And then, like we talked about when we first started here, we're big into camping, and Avon has allowed us to have the nicer campers that we want to. Avon has put us through 2 campers now, so.
Wow, really?
Yep.
And I heard you say you have a nice one with air conditioning now.
Yes.
Did you start out in tents?
No, we started out in a pop-up. That was before Avon days. And then with Avon, it ended up being the full travel trailer type thing with air conditioning and microwave.
Did you just like
all away from home?
I know, right? Did you not just feel like I've just arrived at the campground? It's like,
That's right.
you're right. I say that because we did camping too with our kids when they were young, growing up. We don't anymore. Very rarely do we camp, but I'm more of a glamper these days. But I remember we went from tent to the pop-up, and when we got that travel trailer, I felt like the queen of the camper because it was so nice to just throw your food in your clothes and everything is there that you need.
Exactly. Yep. Yep.
I mean, it's been years and I still feel that wonderful feeling. It was so exciting.
Yep.
Do you keep your camper at the same campground and go to the same place, or do you move around?
We move around. Yep.
That's fun.
We move around.
That's fun.
Yeah.
That's very fun. Any other ways Avon business has changed your life in a positive way?
Let's see. I know there are, but let's see.
So have your kids not come back to you yet and said, Mom, we're really glad that you were home? They will.
Yeah, I think they haven't really said it that way, but I can tell through their actions, when they're,
Yeah. My kids said it to me. My kids are in their 30s, and my kids said it to me once they started having kids. They're like, I really appreciate that you were home when we were growing up. That really was, I didn't realize it then, but I realize it now. So that was a nice thing to hear.
Yeah.
So they will.
Yeah. I know my son this weekend, he was saying how he remembers, he wasn't really a part of Avon too much because when I started Avon, he was in school, but the summer months is when he remembers Avon. So his big thing is remembering, because he was a good boy, while we did Avon, we could stop and get cheese curds because he wanted cheese curds.
That's awesome.
So, yeah.
That's great. And what a great memory, right?
Right.
That's great. That's great. So you've created some great memories with your Avon business. Good.
Yep.
So how does running your business make you feel?
Well, depends upon the day.
You know what? I'm writing that down because that is so real. Because some days it can be stressful, right?
It is. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Most days it makes me feel really good, but I've got a couple customers that I love them dearly, but they stress me out all at the same time, So,
yeah. What do they do that stresses you out?
It's like I'm their counselor. They have to tell me all about their problems and what would you do and how do you think I should handle this? And it's just like, it stresses me out.
That's a tough one. That's a really tough one. Because once you've got that relationship, so maybe in our coaching session in this class, you might be able to take some skills that you can use with some of those customers that want you to be a counselor. And maybe you can, try some coaching tips that will get them to start seeing some of their own solutions.
Yeah.
Could happen.
Yeah. But
all right. Anything else?
Running my own Avon business makes me proud, that I've been able to do this because, to be honest, when I started, 25 years ago, I was going to give this Avon thing a try, but I didn't think it was going to be for me, and here I am.
It's been more than a try.
That's right. Yep.
And you should be proud of yourself. I mean, that is a huge accomplishment. Staying in business for 24 years through the ups and downs and changes, and wanted a little bit of money, but have really had much, much more than that.
Right.
You should be proud of that. Really, congratulations. That's awesome. Okay, did we cover it all?
I think so.
Okay, we may get through this one in time, and you may need to complete a little bit of it on your own. We'll see how far we get.
Okay.
So the answers, again, just to refresh your memory, are challenged, which means unaware, learning, ineffective. Inconsistent means I get it. I know what that is. And I'm pretty able to do it, or somewhat able. I'm just not doing it consistently. And then consistent is, I'm doing that. I got that.
Okay.
Okay. So think about overall. Think big pictures. So goal setting, if you need me to read a definition, just say, would you read the definition, and I'll do that. Otherwise, we'll just scroll through either way, because there's some of them that might not be real clear. So
Sure.
goal setting.
I would say that's inconsistent.
Okay. How about analyzing your business?
As far as what does that mean? As far as
So analyzing means gaining better understanding of results through research, observation, and digging into your numbers a little bit. So that would be using some of the vibe reports.
okay. I'd say that's inconsistent.
Okay. Creating strategies. Do you want me to read that one?
Sure.
That one confuses me. Okay. It's identifying best practices, specific best practices and activities required to execute your goals. So you've got a goal. I want to go to Disney World next year. The creating strategies is, what are the actions and things I need to do to make it happen?
Okay. I'd say inconsistent on that.
Okay. And then prioritizing is just, what are the top 3 things I need to do now? What are the next top 3 things? You know, kind of just putting things in priority of high priority, low priority.
Okay. I guess when it comes to my customer base and prioritizing to get everything done that I need to do, I'm really good at that. But when it comes to leadership, I've kind of, I've backed off on leadership, I guess. So maybe inconsistent would be.
Okay, so I think you could probably put it in both then, because that's not unusual. People will say that. I'm very consistent in this area of my business, like between customer and leadership. That's very common. So we'll put it in both. And I'm just going to put in here, customers to better understand, team here.
Okay.
Action planning is a sequence of steps that must be performed for a strategy to succeed. Action plans require a specific task, the what, an assigned owner, who, and a defined deadline when. So what are you going to do? How are you going to do it? And when will that be done?
Okay. Probably inconsistent on that.
Okay. And then meeting planning. That's like planning any meetings for your team or anything like that.
Okay. It's actually something I'm not doing at all right now. So
we'll put, it's not that you don't know how to do it though, or is it that you would like help knowing how to do it? Because if you don't know how to do it, then it would probably be challenged. If you know how to do it, but you just haven't done it, I would say inconsistent.
Then inconsistent.
Okay. Okay. All right. Oh, we're doing good. We'll get this done, I think. Okay, so time management is optimizing the time you've dedicated to Avon by identifying, delegating, scheduling, prioritizing tasks that will strategically grow your business.
I'm just going to silence the phone here.
I know I had a couple come in too. I was like, oh shoot, I'm glad. You didn't hear mine, did you?
Telemarketer besides.
Right.
This is probably the same as prioritizing, where time management as far as customers go, I'm pretty consistent on that. And I make myself stay on a schedule, but as far as team goes, not so much.
That makes sense. And you are, and with time, that makes sense. And so that's a really good module that we get into. It's planning and then working the plan, and it really gets into time management, looking at that. And and from a realistic standpoint of really how much time do I have and how do I want to manage that? What's the most important things to me? And so there's no right or wrong answer. It's just what people have. And honestly, that's one of the modules that people say when we ask them to rank their top 3 or top 5, they're like, the time management, hands down. So
yep.
Onboarding is bringing new people on board. So if you have a new person on your team, What does it look like with helping them get off to a strong start, maybe with a kickstart or any onboarding? What do you think about that?
I'm going to put that as challenge just
Okay.
because I have not been bringing people on board. So
Yeah.
I haven't necessarily kept up with the things Avon's been doing or changing. So
Perfect. Okay, so that's a good area for us to maybe zone in for you too, is the onboarding. Okay, team meeting execution. That says planning and holding team meetings. It can be face-to-face, via technology, Facebook groups, keeping lines of communication open, which kind of goes into team communication, but I would say more the meeting.
Yeah. I guess, excuse me, I know how to do it and just not doing it right now, so I'd say inconsistent.
Okay. How about team communication?
I do it, but maybe not as regular as I should. So
How often are you doing it about? Once a campaign or less?
It all depends. I mean, when life gets crazy, it can be less than once a campaign. My goal is once a campaign, so
okay.
Yeah, it's inconsistent.
Okay, so based on what your goal is, what you'd like to do, it's inconsistent.
Right.
That's
right.
good. Okay. Customer service. So this is a skill that continues to build the customer at the center of your universe before, during, and after each sale. I bet you're consistent with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, and then business acumen is just examining performance in real time via observation, after the fact, via reporting, in order to determine if and how to adjust behavior in order to ensure success. So this would really be with a team member. So say you've got some goals, they've got some goals, and an example might be I'm on your team, and when I achieve Silver Ambassador, that's going to be 2,000 more into your unit, which is going to bump you up to your next title. So how are you looking at your business in that framework? That's just one example.
Yeah. Probably inconsistent, I'd say.
Yeah, I bet you've done it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so Sal, I'm doing good. Gotta get my right paper here. Okay, so same format, networking, interacting with people in order to identify and meet potential customers or recruits.
Okay. I do it, but not on a consistent basis. So let's do the inconsistent.
Okay. Discovery, research, questioning, listening, engaging in thoughts, dialogue for the purpose of uncovering the needs and desires of your customers or team members.
So that would be, is that more like if they're asking me questions about something, if I don't have the answer, I'm finding it for them right away?
Or you're helping them find it. So discovery is, so say I'm a customer and I'm like, you know, Paula, I just don't know what foundation I should use. Can you help me with that? You would either help me, you would say maybe, well, Lori, there's a skincare advisor I'm going to send to you, or take a look at this, or I recommend this, whatever. So I can imagine you're pretty consistent with your customers on that. Would that be fair?
Yep.
And maybe your team, is it the same or different?
Well, if the team comes to me and with questions, I'm right on it for them.
Okay.
So, yep.
So I would just, I'm not going to put it then here, customers or team, because it's both.
Yep.
Okay. So that doesn't surprise me. Okay. Communicating value with regards to selling is the ability to understand an individual's needs in a way that allows you to articulate features and benefits. Kind of just gave that example, and ultimately the appropriate. So it kind of goes along with discovery. So I would say you're consistent here.
Yep. Yep.
Storytelling is leveraging your Avon story in a way that's both relevant and reliable so others can see your success or something they might be able to achieve. So whether it's your Avon story and the opportunity, if you're sharing that with people so that they can kind of relate to it, if they're looking for a little bit of extra money, or they're wanting to stay home with their kids, or something, flexibility, you can share some of your story that helps other people relate to you and decide if they're interested in that. That's what storytelling is.
Yeah, I would say I'm consistent with that.
Okay.
When the opportunity comes up, yep.
Yeah. And then closing is just closing the deal. Whether it's a sale of a customer, they're looking in the brochure, it's follow up, hey, my order goes in today. Or if it's a recruit, hey, we talked about all the benefits, Avon, are you ready to get started? That's what closing is.
Okay.
I bet you're consistent.
Consistent, yep.
And then social selling is how you doing on selling products, selling your story, the business opportunity using social media.
Okay. I mean, I'm doing the social media on a regular basis, just not having results yet, but like Scott Kramer says, it takes time. So.
It does. Yeah. So I would say if you're doing it on a regular basis, what does that mean? Like once a week or?
Actually, I try and have a post every single day, at least one post. Yeah.
Are you scheduling the posts in the social, Avon Social?
I usually am. This past week was crazy, so I think, oh gosh, I didn't schedule anything for today, so I quick jump on and put something on quick, but normally I do.
Okay, so that's an area you get. So the reason I asked that question is because sometimes I've asked that and people don't know that they can actually schedule the post. They haven't done all the training yet or haven't practiced it. So you're consistently doing that.
Yeah. In fact, I was part of the pilot program of the social selling. So.
Oh, you were?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Yep.
Oh, awesome. That's super cool.
Yeah.
That was a nice inside project.
Yes. Yeah.
Awesome. Good. Okay, so lead. We're almost done. We're right on track. So this is leading, and this sometimes you'll find it probably relates more to team than maybe customers. So building trust, just that being real and relatable. How are you feeling you're doing with that?
I think with that, I'm consistent with that.
Okay. Coaching.
Yeah, coaching, probably inconsistent,
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and most people can learn a few new tips, myself included, when it comes to coaching. So it's kind of one of those always evolving skill sets. Inspiring and motivating them to, connect actions to their goals.
Mm-hmm. Probably inconsistent with that.
Okay. Managing conflict, eliminating that drama, the negativity, and helping them, self-solve.
Yeah. Probably can use help with that. So
okay.
I kind of know what to do, but yeah,
maybe
inconsistent. Yeah.
Inconsistent. Okay. And then recognition, just recognizing your team.
I'm trying to get better at it, but I feel I need more work at it. So let's go with inconsistent.
It'll probably come in the time management piece.
Yeah.
Influencing, the capacity to inspire others to act for the individual's own benefit or on behalf of both parties. So influencing is, helping them to see the benefit of when they do this, this is what can happen.
Okay. Probably inconsistent.
Okay. So if you look at this overall, and I'll send you a copy of this too, but you've got some areas where, you're very consistent in. Most of everything else, selling, look at, you've got this one. You're really not going to need to spend a lot of time in that area because that's your strength. That's your greatest strength. So the other areas, you'll want to maybe just, think about a couple of these and say, hey, if I could nail this in the next 13 weeks, maybe 2, 3, if you want to do more, fine. But 2, 3 is a good number. We don't have to be perfectionists and get it all done. Right. But, because my experience with trying to get it all done and perfectionism, you sometimes set yourself up for failure in that, and that's no fun. right?
Exactly.
So let's pick a couple things. So I'll let you kind of mill about that once I send it to you, and next time we talk, we can revisit that.
Okay.
And then the last part of this is the call to action. So every time you have an application guide, again, it'll always apply to the lesson that you just had that Tuesday night. And then you'll fill it out, send it to me. It'll be the framework of our conversation on the one-on-one coaching call. And then on the collaboration call, we'll do the hot topic. And then, hey guys, anything that jumped out from your belief that you want to share with everybody, or do you want to share your belief, anything on there? And then there's always a call to action. And this is really for your business. You don't have to share this on a collaboration call, but this is the action to apply your belief is in the next 2 weeks, share your belief with somebody. And you can share the results of the discussion with me or the group, but if you don't want to, I never make people share if they don't want to. So that would be this up here. Look for an opportunity. Who can I, is it a customer of mine that I haven't told any of this about, my Avon passion, or is it somebody I know? Is it a friend? Is there somewhere I'm going there I might run into somebody? So somebody was telling me today, you'll learn this probably in the collaboration, but they drive Uber. And so what their goal is in the next 2 weeks is they're going to just share with a couple people in the car that, as they get to know them, what are you doing? They're going to say, oh, well, I'm an Avon representative. I love what I do. I teach people how to earn with Avon, and I save people money by buying the products. And they just kind of put it out there, and see what comes back. So that's the call to action. So whether you know who you're going to share that with or not is okay with me. But I ask you to find an opportunity to do that. Okay?
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
So we did it.
All right.
How do you feel?
Good.
Good. Good. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, because it's 1:59, perfect timing.
Yeah.
I'm going to share this to my desktop so that I can just send it on over to you so you have a copy of it. This is the kickoff application guide. Any questions?
No, I don't think so.
And I've got you on my calendar for all 7 coaching sessions. So the only thing that we'll need to adjust with the whole group is the July thing, and I'll get back to you guys on that. But we've got our collaboration tonight, Thursday at 6. Are you able to make that one? Do you know?
I think so.
Okay.
I got that written down here, but not the time, 6 o'clock. Okay.
And we always use this same Zoom link for everything.
Okay.
Okay?
Sounds good.
All right. All right. I'll see you later, Paula.
All right.
Thanks.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Have a good afternoon.
Thanks. You too.
Oh my gosh, I was